section final week in Minnesota high school football. Tonight on CCX at Maple Grove, a second round game in the Class 6A playoffs as the top-ranked unbeaten Maple Grove Crimson take on the 7-2 Forest Lake Rangers. From Maple Grove High School, John Jacobson along with Ryan Iverson. Ryan, great Friday night for football. Temperature in the 40s, but no wind, no precipitation. Just a good night to play football.
You couldn't ask for a better night. It's just beautiful out. It's just like sweatshirt weather, maybe, right? I remember, John, in the late 90s playing this weekend against Cooper on your network, and it was minus 20-something wind chill. So couldn't ask for a better night. Great football teams, great crowd. It's going to be a great night.
Been a terrific season for Maple Grove. Of course, state runners up in 6A last year, unbeaten to this point. Got a lot of things going for them, and just want to keep it rolling, obviously, for a lot longer than just tonight.
Well, and the key to make a deep run, you got to be able to do a couple of things. One, you got to be able to run the football. You got to have a good quarterback, and you got to be able to stop the run on defense. And those are three things this Crimson team does really, really well. And I truly believe getting to the Prep Bowl last year, even though they fell a little bit short, you come back with that chip on your shoulder. You're hungry. You're confident. You know you can get there. So this Maple Grove team has really done, they sustained numerous injuries this year. Everything's kind of gone against them, and they've just done nothing but keep winning and getting better, and they're starting to get healthy, too, at this time of year. That's scary.
The winner tonight moves into the state playoffs, and that would be big for Forest Lake because they haven't been there since 1991. So this is a huge moment for their program and their kids tonight.
Yeah, and you could get a feel when we were talking to their coaching staff before the game that they don't know better. They think they're coming here to win tonight, and rightfully so. They've had a great year, 7-2. Their 2 losses against really good football teams, so they're confident, and for them it's just exciting. And sometimes those kind of teams, when you don't really feel the pressure, you got nothing to lose, that's when they're dangerous. So it should be a great matchup tonight of both of these teams. Different ways they got here, but both very, very deserving.
Both these teams can run the ball, and so let's look at 2 running backs, starting with Forest Lake. And Leighton Pasker's had an outstanding season.
Yeah, he has over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. He's kind of their ground and pound. He's going to give you 3 yards, 5 yards, and he's going to get the ball often. And they have another running back, too, that's more of the home run hitter. But Forest Lake can also throw the ball, but they need to establish the run. And tonight against Maple Grove, I think the best way you stop Maple Grove's offense is by playing offense yourself, sustaining drives. So establishing both of their running backs in the ground game is going to be huge.
And for Maple Grove, senior running back Jordan Alagbashu in double digits for rushing touchdowns this year.
I just feel like he's gotten better and better as the years gone by. He's kind of that mix of power and speed, and he's just so good. And obviously, Jacob Kilzer runs the football really well. They can throw the football really well, but Alagbashu is kind of that X factor. When he goes, this offense almost becomes unstoppable.
Well, for Maple Grove, regardless, this is their final home game. Neutral site next week for the state quarterfinals. Of whoever wins this one, they'll play next Friday at Chanhassen. We'll kick it off in a moment. It's Forest Lake Maple Grove football live on CCX right after this. On Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV. We are ready for kickoff, 7 o'clock on a Friday night. Winner going to the state playoffs next week. Forest Lake in the white with the maroon and gold, and Maple Grove in their home crimson with the white numbers and trim. It is the sophomore, Ernest Goodwin, to kick it off for the Rangers, and we are underway. Deep kick. It'll be handled at the 3-yard line. This is Dylan Volkel out to the 14-yard line. That's as far as it gets. It's good special teams coverage downfield for Forest Lake, and they stop him before he can get to the 15.
Yeah, saltness there on the special teams. And I'll tell you what, these kind of games, these playoff games, they can be decided by a few things, turnovers and special teams, and that's a great way to start the game on the road for Forest Lake.
First down and 10 for Maple Grove, starting from their 15-yard line. Jacob Kilger's had an outstanding season. Hasn't thrown a ton this year, but he's been successful when he has. 10 touchdowns, 2 picks, and 15 rushing touchdowns and nearly 900 yards rushing. First rush of the game goes to Roush. He'll get 5 yards out to the 20-yard line. He missed a few games with injury, came back last week. Didn't get a lot of touches last week because it was such a one-sided game against Hopkins, but they expect him to play a bigger role tonight. He gets 5 yards on that first rush.
Well, just having him back, he gives you another element, that speed, right? Along with Kilzer running the football and also with Olagbaju, that's a three-headed monster that's really tough to defend. And I look at a play like that, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, that's a good play for Forest Lake. And you look, he picked up 5 or 6 yards. So that's what's so tricky about stopping Maple Grove.
Second down and 5 from the 20. Jacob Kilzer will keep it. Takes contact at the 20, gets forward of 3 more yards to the 23. Brought down by Sam Mills, the senior defensive lineman. It'll bring up third down and also to a yard to go. He got 4.
Yeah, and Sam Mills, a really good football player. He's their leading tackler on the year, and you can see why. And Jacob Kilzer not easy to bring down. That was a good collision there.
Look at the defensive starters for Forest Lake and the offense for Maple Grove. Good offensive line that they've been able to open holes for the quarterback and running backs. We'll get an early timeout here taken by Maple Grove.
Huh. Yeah, I think Kilzer, I don't know if that collision, I know he had some shoulder issues earlier in the year, if that's what they're taking a look at, and maybe recognizing on 3rd and short, wanting to give his quarterback a little extra time, make sure it's nothing serious.
Well, it's popped out a couple of times. He talked about it against the Minnetonka game and then the Wayzata game as well.
You can see it's that right shoulder.
Although maybe that hit right there after is what caused it. So third down and short.
It's left. Looks like it's left. Man, he's not in on this play.
Allbeck from the Wildcat will take it, and he'll run it for a first down. And Tanner Allbeck, a good fullback and linebackers, had a good season for them, picks up 4 to the 28.
Yeah, we kind of thought, too, throughout the year. We know he was a great fullback last year. Obviously, has played a great role on defense this year. He might be a more integral part of this offense as we get into the playoffs. He is just so good. And to have that versatility to bring him in, run Wildcat, and still pick up the first down.
Well, I guess it popped it back in, right? Kilzer's back in the game.
Yeah, and it's something to keep an eye on, though. He's so effective at running the football. If he doesn't feel comfortable doing that does change their offense.
3 rushes and a first down for Maple Grove on their first series of the game. Coming in motion, taking the handoff is Roush. Charlie Roush to the 35. He's got a first down, picks up 12 out to the 40.
Yeah, showing his speed. He's just so good if he can get outside. That was a great kick-out block, too, by Mason Byer. You're going to see to the left side of the line of scrimmage here. Almost had it contained, but just a nice extra kick-out. Gave him a lane there to get him to turn it upfield and pick up the first down.
First and 10 from the 40 for Maple Grove. 2 first downs to start this first drive. 9:40 to play in the first quarter. Kilzer will roll out right, throws short, completes to Byer. First down into Forest Lake territory. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards on the first throw tonight for the Crimson.
Yeah, just a great ball fake, too. You saw there was some penetration in the backfield, and those white jerseys kind of followed that handoff. And a nice, easy throw for Kilzer, and Byer, after getting a great kickout block, this time gets rewarded with the catch. Yeah, I love that. I love getting your quarterback an easy throw in a playoff game. Get their rhythm going. Get him outside of the pocket. He's just so good on the perimeter.
From the 48-yard line. Handoff. There's a Olagbashu's got an opening down the right sideline and out of bounds at the Forest Lake 30. Great first drive so far for Maple Grove. They pick up another first down.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, having Charlie Roush back too, John, is it allows you to kind of keep Olagbashu fresh too, right? When you got 2 guys that can carry the load, you keep both of them fresh, and you got that 1-2 combination there up the middle. Great job up front by the offensive line there, but you can see how quick he hits that hole.
Gain of 19 to the 29-yard line. Receivers to either side, I formation behind Kilzer. Forest Lake showing a little pressure. Kilzer will hand off. No, he'll keep it instead to the 20-yard line, to the 15, and he's down to the 12-yard line, maybe the 11. Picks up 17 more.
Yeah, just great balance on this opening drive, and really all season long. They can pound the rock up the middle. They can get to the outside, and great ball fake there, and such a good runner.
Been a great first drive for Maple Grove.
And I think good to see that after contact, that's not lingering too. That's something, you keep an eye on, but it didn't seem to affect him at all there.
1st and 10 from the 12. Kilzer hands off, and Alagbashu a little tougher going this time, but still picks up 4 yards down to the 8. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, and as an interior defensive lineman, it's tough to know because you don't know who's got the ball. So it almost slows them down. Like, should I tackle Alagbashu or do I want to keep my eye on Kilzer? And that time, that hesitation, I think, just enough. Not a lot of opening there, but still a positive yards on 1st down.
Rangers looking to stiffen up here in the red zone. Trying to hold Maple Grove to a field goal attempt, and now Forest Lake will use its first time out of the half, so each team has used one here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I like that timeout. It's like, hey, guys, let's regroup. What are we doing? Hey, we've given up yards, but we can still hold them, right? Keep them out of the end zone. So I like that call there by Forest Lake.
Second down and 6 yards to go from the 8 of Forest Lake.
You see the unbalanced line to the left there.
Kilzer will keep it. Trying to get to the edge, and he will, and he's in for the touchdown. You can tell he was going to keep that right from the snap, right?
Well, and I think, too, if you notice on that play, John, is you watch film probably if you're Forest Lake or anyone. You watch it and you think, Kilzer's a big guy. He's not that fast. And then you can see when he gets his legs going, he is extremely fast. And they went unbalanced, so that means they had more blockers on that left side, and then it just becomes a numbers game and so quick. And some people just have a knack for scoring touchdowns. And he certainly does. That's 15 rushing touchdowns. That's his 16th, so he knows how to get there.
Connor Fournier's had an excellent year kicking extra points. He boots this first one up and through. That was 7:40 to play in the first quarter. An 85-yard scoring drive for Maple Grove to start the ball game, and they lead 7-0.
Yeah, and a really nice drive, too. It was just well executed. And they showed kind of their diversity on that. They ran the ball inside, outside. Both running backs got a carry. Kilzer had a nice throw and a couple of runs. And again, look at the speed. And you just see really well blocked down the field, too. He's almost untouched into that end zone.
16th rushing touchdown for the senior. Roush getting a block there on the edge to seal off the final man and allow Kilzer to reach the football out, and he's in. And the Crimson up 7-0.
Yeah, and that's what, when you're the #1 team, John, you want to leave no doubt right away. We've seen some of these games where you got a heavy favorite, and maybe they start slow and they make a mistake, and the other team feels like, hey, we belong here. If you're Maple Grove, you're the #1 team in the state at home, you want to leave no doubt. You want to do it right away, and that's a great opening drive.
Fournier, a Pucha kick here down to the 30, and it'll touched by Forest Lake. It'll go out of bounds. Maple Grove had some real good success with that last year. Really haven't done it much this year at all. Recovering on balls like that, but Forest Lake able to get a hand on and get it out of bounds, and they'll take it over between the 25 and 30-yard line. So first chance to look at the Rangers on offense. Their senior quarterback, Keegan Seidler, guy that can run the balls, rush for over 400 yards, and thrown for over 1,000.
Yeah, he's a very good quarterback, kind of a dual threat as well. They got some good talent on this offense.
Leighton Patzer is the lone back, but they'll throw it quick on first down. This is Hoyt, and he is going to be wrapped up. Jackson Powers comes up and makes the tackle. It'll be a loss, actually, on the completion. Second down and 12, maybe 13 to go.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Jackson Powers made an unbelievable play. He's blocked. You're going to see him. He's the one to the outside. He gets blocked. Look at him shed that defender. And because he did that, there was just nowhere to go. Once he caught that football, they had good pursuit down the line. That was just a heck of a play.
Weston Hoyt's a dangerous guy. We'll keep an eye on him as the night goes on. Number 6. Seidler on the option keep, and he will run it out to the 30-yard line, pick up the yards lost, plus about 3 more. It'll set up 3rd down and 7, just shy of their 30.
Yeah, and I think, this is a key for anyone, but especially tonight for Forest Lake. They got to win first down. You got to set up 3rd and manageable here. You don't want to be in passing downs and distances as well. And you can see, look at the numbers. Good numbers, lots of yards. I love that 11-3 touchdown to interception. They had a really good, efficient year.
On 3rd and 7 with Hoyt in motion. Seidler roll out, throw, and a completion for first down out to the 40-yard line. That's Jake Johnson, the senior wide receiver, with his team-high 27th reception of the year, averaging 14 yards a catch. Got about 9 there, enough for a Forest Lake first down.
Yeah, Weston Hoyt's kind of been their big yardage guy in the passing game, but to your point, Jake Johnson really done a nice job this year catching the football, being consistent, leads their team in receptions. Big first down.
From the 40-yard line, Seidler will pitch on first down, breaking a tackle, and another is Johnson, and then fumbles the football, but they're going to say his elbow was down. He was almost, looked like he was on top of the player. That's what the Maple Grove coaches thought, but the referee right away signaling he had an elbow down. Jacob Anderson picked up the football there, but this will go as a rush of 3 yards. He was lucky to get 3 and did a good job to get some yardage out of that. As you look at the offensive starters on your left for Forest Lake and the defense for Maple Grove, which has posted 3 straight shutouts coming in to tonight's game.
Well, the problem trying to run outside on them is they just have such good team speed. Those linebackers so fast. And really the D-line a little undersized, but they're just good athletes. It's hard to get to the outside against this team.
2nd down and 7. Johnson coming in motion again. They give it to Patzer inside. He'll carry it out to the 48-yard line. They'll set up 3rd down and short. Henry Stang on the tackle rather for Maple Grove. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Forest Lake. Their first drive tonight.
Yeah, and a nice job just setting up that 3rd and manageable here. You can see how hard he runs the football.
His first rush tonight. From the 48, Seidler will keep it, and he's not going to get anything. He is stopped and driven back. Alan Joe among those that had a hand on him. Draheim there as well. May have actually had the first contact. The senior who plays both offensive and defensive line, number 54. And it's 4th down for Forest Lake.
Yeah, and it looked like he had a little bit of a seam there. And then all of a sudden, look, Draheim, you're right. He got his arms on him. There was no forward momentum at all. Yeah, and I wondered if Forest Lake on the road might try to go for it here. Right at about midfield. This is where you look for a hard snap count. See if you can get Maple Grove to jump maybe. No, they're going for it. And got it.
And keeping it is Seidler and gets the first down into Maple Grove territory. Picks up 5 yards. Forest Lake keeps the sticks moving.
Well, you got to love the guts, and I'll tell you what, your team loves the aggressiveness. When your head coach says, you know what, we're rolling the dice, we're going for it, that's a big confidence boost, too, for not only the offense, but the whole entire team. I like how Forest Lake runs. They're even their quarterback, their running backs. Haven't had any huge plays, but you can tell how hard they run.
5 rushes, 1 pass for them so far. This is Hoyt on the end around. He's got some speed, and he's brought down at the 35-yard line. Jacob Anderson with a big tackle to keep that from being an even bigger play. As it is, he picks up a dozen.
Yeah, Weston Hoyt's got that breakaway speed. 322 rushing yards, 413 pass receiving yards, so he's kind of that dual threat.
Averages 8 yards a run and 21 yards a catch.
And you love seeing the big horses out in front of you, kicking guys out of the way. Nice drive here, nice answer by the Rangers.
From the 35 of Maple Grove. Seidler will give in. Inside handoff. Johnson spinning, and he'll get a couple of yards before he's brought down. Jake Johnson with a reception and now 2 carries tonight. They give him 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, just getting positive yards on first down. So big, so important against this aggressive defense. You mentioned it. Was it 3 straight shutouts for Maple Grove? That's pretty impressive. 12 straight quarters.
Johnson coming in motion. It's Patzer, the carry. And he's got another first down inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Forest Lake moving the ball in its first drive.
Yeah, nice balance too of running outside, running inside. They're sending pre-snap motion, and I think that's bringing some of those Maple Grove defenders to take an extra step or so out to the perimeter. And a nice hard run right up the middle. Another first down.
4 first downs for Forest Lake on this drive. We're inside of 2 minutes to go already in the first quarter. Hoyt in motion. He'll take the pitch. Trying to go left side, and runs out of real estate there, being pursued by Allbeck and Anderson, and doesn't get a lot. Picks up a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and you wonder if they would have ran that to the open field, if he might not have had a little bit more space to get to the outside. You see the speed as well.
Second and 9, Hoyt in motion again. They'll fake it. Looking downfield, throwing over the middle, wide open, a touchdown for Johnson. Jake Johnson, 21 yards in the score, and Forest Lake is an extra point away from tying it up.
Well, great ball fake. Again, they got the pre-snap motion. Looked like it was going to be a pitch coming to the right. And what you saw is the middle linebackers for Maple Grove, John, went that way, and they snuck Jake Johnson right up the seam. And there wasn't a defender within 5 yards of him. Great play call, great execution. And that was all set up because of the success they had running the ball that whole drive. That was a great drive by the Rangers.
Extra point try. Up, and it is through. Vince Valentini ties it up 7-7 with 1:32 to go. Let's look at the touchdown again.
Yeah, and it was just really well designed and well set up. There's the motion. You see the linebackers going that way. A nice, easy throw. And you could tell just a tad late, Jacob Anderson trying to get back into the play. Almost got there in time, but good concentration by Johnson. That's his 6th receiving touchdown on the year. And so you see both teams on their opening drives, great balance. Predominantly on the run, John, but mixing in the passing game as well, being effective when they do it. And that's exactly, you go down 7-0 on the road to the #1 team in the state, and then to have your offense match that, put points up on the board, that's a confidence booster. Well, there won't be a 4th shutout in a row.
Right, no 4th shutout.
But fun, I mean, fun football. Both offenses look unstoppable so far. And as you know, when you get to the playoffs, it's about adjustments. You know what? Now you've seen each other. You've obviously watched tape of each other, but now you've seen each other for a drive. What do you do to adjust and try to take the other team's best stuff away?
Fielded by Vogel from the 7-yard line up the middle and out past the 25. And brought down there. A good special teams tackle this time Emmett Howard, the senior running back, coming up and making the stop on Vocal. Maple Grove will start first down and 10 at their 26-yard line.
You get a feel like both teams kind of maybe scripted a lot of their first drive, and everything worked. You know. So what do you go to now?
Kilzer an 8-yard touchdown run on his last touch of the ball. Start this series from the 26, wanting to throw on first down. Does. Jacob Anderson out to the 30-yard line and thrown ahead a couple of yards. Out of bounds. Let's say he's inbounds. Reed Olson on the tackle. And a first down gain of 6 yards, where they're marked at the 32.
And again, just a nice, easy throw for Kilzer, accurate, and you get it into the hands of a playmaker. Anderson's so good when he gets the ball in his hands. He's just a playmaker, got great speed. You get nothing fancy there, but you pick up 6 yards on first down. That's a win.
Second down and 4 from the 32. This is Roush trying to get out of a tackle, breaks one, and does get a first down out to the 39-yard line. Had him stop before the first down sticks, and Roush kept his feet moving and works his way out to near the 40.
Yeah, Roush did a good job. He got behind big Gus Grunig there pulling, and it looked like, I couldn't tell who the Forest Lake defender was, almost made a heck of a play right there. But just an excellent job by Roush, keeping those legs moving, fights forward, picks up a first down.
That was Mark Rendell that almost had him.
Yeah.
Good run by Roush, first down and 10. Maple Grove, the nose of the football, resting at their 40. Hills are tied up under center. Handoff, big hole up the middle and closed, but it's still a good run of 7 yards. Colby Christensen, though, makes a big tackle. That might have gone for a lot more than 7.
Yeah, great cutback. It was real subtle that time, but Olagbaju did a great job at just a slight cutback to his right. And you're right, Christensen might have saved a touchdown run on that one.
And that is the end of the first quarter already. Well, when we get into the playoffs, there is a live fee associated with being able to do these live broadcasts. And so we want to thank a couple of sponsors who have helped us out tonight to make our live coverage possible. Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove. And thanks to Billy Tallman and the crew over there for their support tonight. And you get the call here, and what more do you want, right?
I mean, is it too much to ask for free Chick-fil-A for the staff here at CCX?
I think he could bring some out to the truck and up to us. And Troy Nygaard and the folks at Chanticleer Pizza in Maple Grove down the road here have been a great supporter for Maple Grove football, especially this fall. Maple Grove Athletics hosted the big reveal day a week ago Friday when the brackets came out for 6A. And so thanks to Troy and everybody there for their support, for making our coverage live tonight possible. Jacob Anderson gets the ball in space down the sideline to the 30-yard line, cutting back to the middle, breaks another tackle, and all the way down to the Forest Lake 24.
Yeah, they're showing that speed, that playmaking ability. Again, an easy throw for Kilzer, and Anderson just got that great speed. He's got good size too. And I'll tell you, when you're scouting this team, it's like, what do you want to take away? They've been running the football. Here's just a quick throw. They see something. They see some space there, and he's got that ability to make that first guy miss. And he's just exciting when he's in the open field.
Anderson, a guy who missed the first part of the season, missed the first 5 games. Finally saw action in Week 6 against Wayzata.
He was great in that game too. I mean, it was just electric. I don't know if did he catch 1 or 2 touchdowns that game. He was just phenomenal. So yeah, they have playmakers all over the board.
From the 35, Kilzer looking downfield. He's in some trouble, and down he goes. Big sack back at the 36-yard line. It's Nolan Damonso making the tackle. Damonso's had a big year. The junior strong safety comes up and makes the tackle on Kilzer all the way back to the 36-yard line, a loss of 11.
Yeah, good pursuit there, and you said it. Look, Damonso coming in from the secondary. Kilzer, not an easy guy to bring down. That was a great tackle. Good team tackling too, as O'Connell came in there and cleaned it up. Great play. And you don't see Kilzer for a loss of 11 very often.
Demonso, this 5th tackle for loss in the season. 2nd and 21 over the middle. It's Alagbashu trying to get to the outside. He'll get back to the 30-yard line, but pretty well covered, Ryan, by Forest Lake. Gave up a few yards, but not much. It'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 15.
Yeah, and that's how you can slow an offense down. If you can get them either through penalty or a loss of yardage into 2nd and long, 3rd and really long, then you have a shot. 3rd and 15. You know, now if you're Maple Grove, you're thinking, or if you're Forest Lake, you're like, hey, we'll give up 5 to 10 yards here, but just keep everything in front of you. This is where Kilzer can be so dangerous with his legs as well.
Roll out right on 3rd and 15. Now sets his feet, throws to the end zone, and it is.
Did he get a foot down?
Byers there. They're going to say out of bounds.
Oh.
Well, we'll get another look at it.
Yeah, that was close.
Not going to change the call, but we'll take a look.
That was a great, I mean, whether it counts or not, that was a great catch by Byer. Let's see if he got a, remember in high school football, you just need to get a foot down. Oh, I think he got that left foot down.
That's a missed call.
Yeah.
That's a bad call. He definitely had that left foot in.
Well, run down to Coach Lombo and get him the red flag.
And the challenge flag. Connor Fournier has a good leg, and it'll be tested here, Ryan. This will be a 47-yard field goal attempt.
Oh, what a weapon, too, if you can.
Caden Vocal to hold.
It's good.
He got it.
Wow.
And Maple Grove goes up 10-7.
And that's outdoor. I mean, what a weapon from there. I mean, that's 99% of high school teams in Minnesota. They're either punting that or going for it. And to be able to have that weapon, you know, it's not a touchdown, obviously, but you're still putting points up on the board. That is a huge play. Good job by the Forest Lake defense getting the stop there, but excellent job getting 3 points. Wow. There's NFL kickers that I wouldn't trust making that kind of a kick.
Outdoors? No. Great. So Maple Grove, both teams take a little bit out of it, away from that, right? Forest Lake gets the loss, the quarterback sack on first down, and forces them into a field goal. And on the flip side, Maple Grove still comes away with points.
Yeah, and I think if you're Maple Grove, you got the 3 points, but I think you're thinking, God, but did we maybe get a touchdown there that should have counted? That was still a very close call there. Great throw, great catch, but. And again, nice job adjusting there. If I thought Forest Lake defensively there did a nice job of taking away the outside, taking away any big plays. And that's what resulted in the stop there.
Hoyt is the deep man. They'll go for the onside kick here. 48 recovers his own kick.
Wow.
How about that? The former soccer player turned football kicker. And he's like, we practiced that. I mean, Maple Grove's got the ball at the 48. That wasn't even close.
No, well, you're just not expecting it, especially this time, right? This early in the game. And I'll tell you what that means to me, Coach Lombardi, ultimate confidence in your defense, because this is taking a shot. And they obviously saw something on tape, knowing that might be available. Again, you got to wait to that 10 yards. You can't touch it. And that's hard to do. You're waiting for it, and you want to touch it, but you got to let it go 10 yards. And they steal a possession here. That was a big-time call and a big execution, too.
First down run down to the 44-yard line, and picking up 4 is Kilzer on his 4th rush of the night. Let's see if Maple Grove can take advantage. It's not a turnover at all, but it's
it feels like same
right.
impact as a turnover, But you know what I mean? I think as a head coach, you got to say, if we don't get this, I trust my defense. So I think that's where that having the confidence, the ability to call that, make that call, that was big. And now what it does too for your offense is now you're excited again. You got stopped, you got 3 points, but they don't like leaving points out there. So this was a game of momentum, and right now Maple Grove's got it.
2nd down and 6, and it's Roush who came around, took the handoff, and gets the first down to the 35-yard line. Sam Mills on the tackle. Pickup of 8 yards. Maple Grove first down.
Yeah, I thought Forest Lake did a good job of kind of setting the edge there, but Rouse, he turned that north and south in a flash. trying to bring it to the outside. He saw that seam, and then he hit it hard.
Roush already 4 carries for 33 yards.
Yeah, just having him back there, I think that extra dimension, that speed to the outside, it keeps defenses on edge, knowing they got to defend the inside and the outside with his speed.
Kilzer on the keeper. Is hit, and he is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Host of Rangers in on the stop. First one, Matthew Schwartz making tackle number 51, senior linebacker.
Yeah, he looks like a linebacker too. Good collision. Kilzer, very rarely does he go down with the first contact. And that time, nice job by Schwartz.
Second and 10, Crimson from the 36.
Oh, 5 wide receivers here.
Kilzer alone in the backfield. Quick throw. This is a Logbashu to the 30, down to the 26-yard line. Spot him, looks like back closer to the 28, where he first went down, short of the first down. That'll bring up 3rd down and 2, a gain of 8 on the completion.
Yeah, I like Maple Grove is just in the passing game, just some easy throws. And they're seeing a matchup, or they're seeing a way that the Rangers are defending that. And they're just going to a quick throw, almost like a wide receiver screen. And again, you get the ball quickly into the hands of your playmakers and pick up 8 there on 2nd and 10. That was big.
Albeck, the fullback. Meyer and Alogbashu all behind Kilzer. It'll be Alogbashu. And he's stretching the football out right at the first down sticks. I don't know if he quite got it or not.
It's going to be right on it.
I always get a little nervous when the running back holds that football out too, right at the end.
Yeah. Did you see, John, this week there was a high school football game down south where the referee, they were measuring, move the ball.
Yes, I saw that.
I mean, it was, and I saw the tape. It was just so blatant. So I saw 2 things this week, John. That, and number 2, I saw in Georgia, state high school tournament, the referee was wearing jeans.
Oh my goodness.
I think where they marked it, it's a first down. The chain is right on the 26, and this is a little bit past. So this is going to be, mark my words, it's going to be about 3/4 of a football past the first down.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah. That was clearly, from up here I could tell that was a first down.
So Maple Grove keeps it going here just outside the Forest Lake 25-yard line. Inside of 7 minutes to go, Ryan, in the half.
Yeah, very clean game, no penalties, and completions too, right? So they have passed a little bit, but they've all had completions, a lot of running the football, so you get that clock moving.
The only incompletion, that pass to Beyer in the end zone.
Which probably was a completion.
1st and 10 from the 26. And not a lot between the tackles this time. Inside the 25 to the 23-yard line goes Alogbashu on his 5th carry tonight.
Yeah, there's Schwartz again. He's going to be a busy guy tonight. If Forest Lake's going to have success stopping the run, Schwartz has to be all over the football field. He's certainly been in there. And same with Mastel too. He's been all over the place. This is a good Forest Lake defense. And they've seen some good offenses this year, so they've been challenged and tested. So they came into tonight knowing they were going to have their hands full, knowing they were going to have to play really well, but I think they've been up for it.
From the 23, toss goes to Roush, and he is hit and dropped. Loss on the play, Mark Rendell. Linebacker comes up and makes the stop. Loss of 1, 3rd down and 8 to go.
Yeah, only a junior, 80 tackles coming into the year. Watch him close on this. It looked like there was some space out there. You're going to see, look at him just kind of explode into it, and then he knows how to finish a tackle. Yeah, this Forest Lake team with their linebackers, very similar to Maple Grove. Really good athletic linebackers and good tackling, too.
3rd and 8, Kilzer. Sets into his throw, and the ball is dropped at the 20-yard line. Vogel, the intended receiver. Reed Olson right on him. So I don't know that he would have been able to turn up field and get a first down, but it would have set him up at minimum for the 4th and short. Now it's 4th and 8.
Yeah, this will be, I mean, obviously they're within field goal range of where they kicked last time, but it looks like Coach Lombardi going to keep the offense out. I was actually surprised. I thought they might try to run that, get half of the distance there to set up a more manageable 4th down, but they're gonna go for it. Again, you always look for that hard snap count, see if you can pick up the easy 5 yards off of offsides.
On the 4th down play, Kilser in trouble, and down he goes. The ball is out and controlled by Maple Grove, but it'll still be Forest Lake with the football in the end. They get the defensive pressure, force the sack, and Forest Lake takes over on downs at the 31.
Yeah, great job by that defense. That was a good coverage sack, because you could tell Kilser was looking for someone over there, and it wasn't there. And watch the hesitation here, right there. It looked like he was going to get rid of it. And that's where you got to have that clock, knowing someone's coming, and Zach O'Connell from the blind side.
Forest Lake football, so they survive the onside kick recovery by Maple Grove. They hold, and now they'll take it back at the 30-yard line, trailing 10-7 here with inside of 5 minutes to play in the first half.
Yeah, they're coming to the left here.
Try going inside, and a good first down run. Forest taken away. It's Jacob Anderson's got the football, and he's going to run it in for a touchdown.
Holy.
Took her right away from the running back, and he goes for the score.
That was just crazy. I was about to say, look how hard Patzer is running. I thought he was going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. He kept moving, and great run, and then before you knew it, Jacob Anderson just took it right away in midair. And it was probably really close to the whistle being blown there. But what a play. And that's what you're taught. This Maple Grove team, they practice that. If you're second, third to the ball carrier, you're going after that ball, trying to rip it out of there. And we just got done saying Jacob Anderson, what a playmaker he is. And this time, making his presence known on defense. Wow.
A quick story about Jacob Anderson after we get their replay in the point after try here. Now we're ready to go with the point try from Fournier.
He should have to kick these left-handed, left-footed.
Make it more fair.
Oh, what a crazy play. That was a great play by Anderson.
And it's up and it is through to make it 17-7 with 4:42 to play in the first half. Let's look at the play again.
Yeah, and I was about to say, I mean, just great effort right there. Look at him get through the line. Yeah, and you see, I mean, he's definitely not down, and no whistle had blown. And he kind of got to that point in the pile where it was slowing down, where you felt like in about a half a second, the whistle was going to blow. You see it kind of coming loose there. And then there's number 12, Jacob Anderson. Watch him just rip that out of there. So I mean, that's a very heads-up play, and he went into that pile, John, not trying to tackle. He had two hands trying to dig that ball out. So that was definitely, you know, they practiced doing that. What a play!
So Jacob's mom, Len, posted this week that she has a lot of family back in the Philippines, and they watch all of the live streams, either of our games of Maple Grove or on the Crimson Sports Network. So it's 13 hours ahead of time there. So. Saturday morning breakfast, and they're watching Maple Grove football tonight.
Wow.
And really excited now, right?
Well, they better
Another
be excited. I mean, that was just a heck of a play.
And out of bounds, and the flag here against Maple Grove. And then part of it on the kickoff strategy, I wonder if it is to try to keep it away from Weston Hoyt. So, of course, you don't want to kick it out of bounds either, which was the result on this play. So Anderson, we talked about, is an offensive weapon, but he's a great defensive player too, and we saw it there.
Yeah, just smart football, you know. And like I said, I think you could kind of tell people were starting to slow down. Like the whistle, I think, was just about to blow, and right before that, I mean, he just ripped it out of there. And I'll tell you what, it's good that the refs saw it, because sometimes they'll blow it dead, not knowing that ball has been taken out. So
Seidler keeping it, and he's tackled A good tackle for Maple Grove by the senior linebacker, Caden Vocal. Pickup of 3 for the quarterback and his 4th rush tonight.
Yeah, now that, I mean, it's been a while with Forest Lake. Obviously, they, only got the 1 play last series, but now you're in a bind. Now you're down 10. Let's see if they can match that opening drive that they had to start the game, where they had a really good balance of running and throwing the football.
Batzer inside, and he stood up and brought down.
Vocal again, first one there.
3rd down, they give them some forward progress out to near the 40. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Well, this is big because you want, Forest Lake, you got to convert this. You want to keep the football. You don't want to give it back to Maple Grove with all the momentum on their side. And we talked about in the pregame, John, just converting these 3rd downs, sustaining drives, keeping their defense off the field.
Seidler, deep drop, now throw, dangerous pass and incomplete, trying to hit Hoyt. And it's incomplete.
A great play design. Everything was going to the right. They were trying to bring Hoyt back across to the left for almost a delayed screen. And I thought that time if Ziedler could have just held on for another second and let that play develop, that could have really gone. I love the design of it.
Vince Valentini is in, our first punt of the game on a 4th and 5 for Forest Lake. High snap, but he's able to corral. Oh. That's blocked by Allbeck. Tanner Allbeck with the block. Drops it, picked up by Byer, and there's his touchdown. Didn't get it on the pass, he'll get it here. And thanks Tanner Allbeck for dropping the football. And either way, it's a Crimson special teams touchdown.
Okay, in a moment of truth, is Allbeck angry at himself for not getting that one? You do all the work. A high snap, which I think added a little bit of time to get that off. That allowed Allbeck coming through and blocking a punt, John, not easy to do. He had his hands out perfectly, blocked it, and again, we talked special teams, turnovers can make such a big difference in games like this, and Maple Grove really coming up with the big ones here tonight. Turnover and a special teams touchdown.
Fournier extra point, drills another one, and all of a sudden, Ryan, it's 24-7 Crimson.
And doing it too, John, maybe without your best offensive performance too, right? Getting high snap, but look at how high Allbeck got with those arms, and that's not easy to do, and pick that up on the run like that. I'll tell you, Byer says, I got it, buddy. You do all the work, let me get the touchdown. But to time it like that too and get the extension of the arms, that was a big time play. Tanner Allbeck just makes big time plays wherever he's put. If he's on offense, defense, here's special teams. And again, maybe on a night where the offense isn't quite firing like it normally does, you find other ways to score. You get a 47-yard field goal. You get a fumble return for a touchdown, and there you get a block punt for a touchdown. That's what great teams do. You find different ways to win games.
Oh, and what did Brad Bisco, the Forest Lake coach, tell us before the game? What's the key against Maple Grove? We asked. Don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, you can't. Right. You got to have explosive plays too, and don't turn the ball over. You're absolutely right.
And so they get a turnover on the fumble recovery, and then the block punt isn't technically a turnover, but
and you had the onside kick too. So I mean, Maple Grove, a number of big plays.
Pooch yet another one at the 40.
They're gonna get it.
Maple Grove looks like they got it.
Wow.
And it's Allbeck. How about that?
I bet he's thinking, why couldn't I pick that up for the touchdown? Yeah, you could tell Maple Grove, I mean, definitely has identified something in the kickoff return formation or the way that Forest Lake is lining up, because they've pooched it or onsided it on every kick here tonight, and that's the second time they've recovered. And again, it's just stealing possessions, and they almost feel like turnovers, if you will, because you're just, and I mean, kicked perfect too.
Yeah, this one I think a little shorter than the last couple from Fournier have gone deeper.
And not so much to the sideline either. So it was just in that he's kind of picking the layer that he wants to attack, and he kicked it perfectly.
From the 35-yard line, it's Roush up the middle, and he gets 5 yards to the 30. Second down and 5.
Yeah, good tackle by DeMonte, too.
Well, you just get the feeling that Maple Grove gets another one. They got everything rolling right now.
And you got to feel like if you're Forest Lake, like we didn't even get a chance really offensively to get back into this game. First possession, we score. Then Maple Grove gets the onside kick. Then the fumble. Then the block punt. It's like it just how quickly it snowballed.
Jacob Anderson in space. It's a completion of 8 yards and a first down.
Again, just nice rhythm, easy throws. And Kilzer, I think, one of the things you look at his stats, and if you haven't seen him play, you think, well, maybe he doesn't throw that much or that well. He's got a really strong and accurate arm, and you can see on those quick throws, it's such an advantage. If you can get the ball there in a hurry and accurately, it makes a big difference. He's got a great arm.
Timeout Maple Grove here. Second timeout taken in the half. Just over 2 minutes to play, 24-7. They've got a first down and 10. And Forest Lake's got to be, what happened in this quarter? 7-7 after a quarter.
Well, and you think too, John, I mean, usually you get maybe 1 or 2 of these kind of plays a whole game, right? There's been 4 or 5 of them. You got the 2 onside kicks, you got the block punt, you got the fumble return for a touchdown. It's happened so quickly.
Well, last week, Maple Grove opening the playoffs here at home against Hopkins, and they got rolling early and often against the Royals. Ryan running out of the helmet at the beginning, and they scored on their first possession. Jordan Alagbaju set up his own touchdown run here, picked up 16 yards down to the 2, scored a couple of plays later.
Well, Jay and I were doing the STMA Wyzetta game, and you were texting me the score of this one, and it wasn't 40-0 after the first quarter.
Yeah, Max Johnson, who just missed there. It's that had a pick 6 on the completion of that last play. Here's Kilzer up the middle. His most explosive run, still with the football inside the 10. It'll be first and goal for Maple Grove down to the 6-yard line, and a 16-yard run for Kilzer. Actually had a 17-yard run earlier, so his second best rushing play. 9th rushing first down already for Maple Grove. It's first and goal, Crimson from the 6.
Yeah, that was just classic Kilzer. Great fake there. Good speed, well blocked. Look at that double team right up the middle. Giving Kilzer a nice job there. And you had Grunin, Draheim up there, Gerber. Great double team, and then the power of Kilzer too. He finishes runs like he's a fullback.
Empty backfield again. It's Roush in motion. It'll be Kilzer keeping. Maple Grove or Forest Lake not fooled that time. They make initial contact by Mills and put away by Schwartz, O'Connell, 53. And he gets a yard. And now Maple Grove uses its final, Forest Lake takes a timeout here. 1:29 to go, and Kilzer coming up. Limmer is at shoulder again, it looks like. Oof. Or leg maybe this time.
I don't know, and I believe Maple Grove's backup quarterback is out as well, right, John?
Yeah, Riley Melcher lost last week to a season-ending injury. They'd have to go to Michael Jost, the junior, probably.
Or Tanner Allback.
Or Allback right here in a short-term situation, Wildcat.
The good thing is, I think if Maple Grove can punch this in and take a pretty good lead going into halftime, is maybe you don't need Kilzer the rest of the game, or if you do, maybe you don't run him. Because obviously you want to win this game first and foremost. You don't want to let up, but you also are thinking down the road too, making sure he's healthy. Yeah, it looks like it's that left shoulder.
Allback again from the Wildcat here. Second and goal from the 5.
I'm going to guess he keeps it. You want action on that?
I would do not. And he does. Up the middle, and Tanner Allback gets to the goal line. They're going to spot him short.
I swear he was at the yellow line in the end zone. How'd you like to tackle him with a head of steam coming at you? If I end up interviewing him, I'm going to ask him that, John, after the game. Would he be able to tackle himself one-on-one on the goal line? What do you think the answer is?
He'll say yes.
Who wins?
Who wins?
Tanner, the running back, or Tanner, the? I swear that ball was across the end zone.
Like it's in. It's on about like the 2-inch line. Forest Lake uses its timeout here, try to preserve some time for a possession, but they'll mark it short of the 3rd down and about an inch to go.
Yeah, and I like that timeout. Forest Lake, I think, recognizing Maple Grove's probably going to punch it in here, but leaving yourself enough time where maybe you can get a score again before halftime. Kilser's back in there.
I always think after, he got banged up pretty good there, and like one play later, he's
back. Here to the right. See if they go to the right side.
Kilser will keep it. He's got to be into the end zone. His body's across. Where's the football? It's a touchdown. There we go.
After I separate my shoulder, I like to go in and run a sneak right away. We're going to test it out, see how that thing's holding up. Get some WD-40 on it. He'll be good for the second half.
So with 1:14 to go, 30-7, extra point away from making it a 31-7 game in favor of the Crimson. They're going to go for 2 here, looks like. Definitely, not looks like. They will go for 2. Try to make it 32-7. Anderson coming in late. He'll line up far to the left. Kilser now gets up under center. Will roll out right. Looking, throwing to the back of the end zone, trying to get it to Vocal, but incomplete. And so we sit at 30-7 with 1:14 left in the second quarter. Look at the touchdown run again. Can't see much there. A lot of white and maroon. Kilser's in there with the football. Tanner Albeck knew it was in. And the officials just got to find the football underneath the massive bodies. They do. 2-point conversion fails. And it's 30-7. 23 points for Maple Grove. The done for Forest Lake here in the second quarter. So now, Forest Lake got to be a little shell-shocked on kickoff return. We've had 2 that have been recovered by Maple Grove. Now the Crimson pooch another one. I don't think the inside one. Maybe they just go deep with it here. Fournier with the leg to get it deep. Yeah, we'll pooch it again. This time left side, but it goes out of bounds. So Forest Lake will get it. So the only 2 penalties we've had have been on kickoffs for Maple Grove. Just kicked 2 out of bounds, and Forest Lake will take it at the 35. 1:14 to go. They are out of timeouts. Really needing something positive here before the break. The 2-point conversion would have put them up by 25, so it's more than 3 touchdowns and 2-point conversions was thinking there for Maple Grove. So they get 5 yards from where it went out, so it's actually at the 42. So pretty good field position here for the Rangers to start this drive. Zeidler looked to his left, throws to his right, and a big tackle made by Cooper Schmidt. He comes up and throws down Jake Johnson. Loss of 4. Clock continues to run. I know it was looking one way, had to come back the other way, but that was well run. Now back to live action. Zeidler throwing. Johnson diving, couldn't make the catch. That was a great effort in front of Anderson, the defensive back for Maple Grove, but Jake Johnson unable to come up with it, but not for lack of effort. That was right at the first down sticks, too. It'll be third down. Clock stops now. We have 40 seconds to go. Yeah, boy, that was a good effort. That was very close to a catch. Third down and 13 here for the Rangers. Johnson in motion. Seiler, roll out, floats one downfield and incomplete. Johnson, the intended receiver. Coverage by Jet Uzel, just coming back from an injury, hurt in week 6 against Wayzata. Was going to get some snaps tonight. He's there defensively. It's fourth down now for the Rangers. A penalty against Maple Grove, a 15-yarder. Roughing the passer on Maple Grove, and so that gives Forest Lake first down. So the roughing the passer gives Forest Lake the football, first down and 10 now at the Maple Grove 46. Seidler throwing, it's intercepted. It is picked off. It is Anderson again with the football to the 40 and down to the 35-yard line. So Anderson with a fumble recovery and now an interception. Under some pressure, I think that caused the ball perhaps to be underthrown a little bit. An easy pick for Anderson and brings it all the way to the 35-yard line before he's finally tackled by the tight end, Austin Seeley. So Maple Grove a chance to get more points here. 22 seconds left. Ball at the Forest Lake 35. Kilzer, drop back, throw, completion to the 25-yard line to Anderson. They give him a first down, so it's a full 10 yards. They'll stop the clock just to move the chains, and they run it again. They'll get a second down here as Kilzer, good completion on that pass to Anderson. He's 7 of 9 passing tonight. Ball at the 25-yard line, 13 seconds left. Maple Grove in field goal range, but they'd like to get a touchdown if they can here. Or certainly get it closer for a field goal try. They do have one timeout remaining. Kilzer keeping, and he only gets back to the line of scrimmage. And Maple Grove has to burn that timeout now. Trying to get Forest Lake thinking pass, and Kilzer keeping. Well, they stayed home enough to make the tackle. Well defended by the Rangers. It's third down and 10. They're in 11, actually. They'll mark him for a loss of 1. So with 4 seconds left, they will bring Fournier out to try a field goal. Remember, he already knocked one through this quarter from 47 yards. This one will be a 43-yard attempt on what will be the final play of the half. Maple Grove trying to get their personnel set. It is down. The kick is up, certainly long enough. It is right down the middle. And to end the first half, 48, a 43-yard field goal. And Maple Grove outscoring Forest Lake 26-0 in that second quarter. Takes a 33-7 lead into halftime. Might be the best quarter Maple Grove has played all season, and they are on top of Forest Lake here by 26 at the break. Ryan Iverson has made his way down to the field. He's going to talk with each of the head coaches in this game at halftime. Matt Lombardi will be the second coach, making his way down to Forest Lake's side, and Brad Bisco. Again, the winner tonight moving into the state quarterfinals next week. 7 o'clock game next Friday at Chanhassen High School, neutral site. We'll look at that bracket later tonight as well of the playoff games going on in 6A tonight and potential matchups in the state quarterfinals next week. Ryan is ready now down the field. Let's go to him.
Thanks, John. Coach, I was so impressed. It was 7-0. You guys got the ball. Great drive. You went for it on 4th down. 7-7, and then all of a sudden I blinked, and it was 30-7. What did you see there in the first half?
Yep, yeah, it started off well. Obviously, came down, scored that touchdown, make it 7-7. Kids are feeling good. And then it's a 3-phase ball game. I mean, that's what we got to teach. That's what the kids are learning.
That's what you said before the game to us.
It's going to be all in 3 phases. And obviously, they played really well in the special teams phases, and we didn't.
So you're going into halftime, obviously down 23, but you guys get the ball to start. Is that the message? Hey, let's go down and score, make this a ball game, and believe?
Absolutely, yeah. You just focus on what you can control, right? You control your own effort. You control your own, job and everything that you can do. You just control yourself and let the outcome be what it is.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, JJ.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Again, we'll hear from Matt Lombardi before the start of the second half. Halftime, Class 6A playoff, second round, Maple Grove. Final home game of the season for them, all over Forest Lake. 33-7 our score. Big timeout. More prep football on CCX after this. A huge second quarter for Maple Grove football. Trying to go to 10-0 on the season. They lead Forest Lake 33-7. Forest Lake traveled well tonight, but not a lot to cheer for. Really nothing in that second quarter after a good first quarter, like you mentioned with Coach Bisco. Looked like we were in for a ball game, and maybe Forest Lake's got some comeback in them, but that was a tough second quarter. Let's look at highlights from the first 24 minutes of play here tonight, Ryan. And Maple Grove's offense, I thought, about as good as it's been all season. Jake Kilzer capping off the first touchdown drive with a touchdown run.
And nothing fancy. It was just a good mix there. And here's the touchdown pass for Forest Lake, too. Just another great drive, about as good as they could have played, too, offensively.
Seidler to Johnson, 21 yards on that one, and make it 7-all. And then we go to the second quarter. Kilzer throwing and fire to the corner of the end zone.
Yeah,
we still think
it was
the left
close.
foot was
I
in.
think that left foot was down when he had possession of it, but that's a tough call.
It was ruled incomplete, but they got a field goal out of it. Connor 48.
93-yard field goal.
Longest ever, 47 yards, and then he fouls it up with the onside kick that he recovers.
This was that bizarre about 5-minute stretch, John, where the Crimson just controlled the ball, got the ball multiple times. And Forest Lake's defense didn't play that bad in the first half.
They
really
got they got a turnover on downs there. But then the big play of the quarter, I thought, here, Jacob Anderson, number 12, strips the ball out of the pile and runs it back for a touchdown. And that one made it 17-7. Then it just seemed to roll downhill.
Well, you had the blocked punt for a touchdown, And then how long was that last field goal at the end of the half? I couldn't tell.
That was 43 yards.
I was down on the field there, and I mean, it was at least 15 yards deep, so it would have been good from distance.
There's a look at the numbers so far in the half, and The big number, I think, at the bottom, the 2 turnovers for Forest Lake leading directly to 10 points. And that doesn't count the blocked punt, which doesn't, again, count as a turnover.
Or the 2 onside kicks that were recovered. So those are lost possessions. And, again, offensively, that 80 yards primarily was, John, on that first drive.
Right.
They just haven't had a chance to get back into it offensively. They're going to start with the ball. So this opening drive, I think, can really set the tone for the second half. Are they going to go down fighting and clawing and make this a game, or – it could get ugly in a hurry.
I mentioned this is the second round of the 6A playoffs. You need 5 wins to win the Prep Bowl in December. They have the games going on tonight on this side of the bracket. Stillwater up huge on Lakeville North, 28-0. Not surprised that Stillwater's winning, but I am surprised by the margin. Lakeville South all over White Bear Lake, not a big surprise there. And Eastridge giving Prior Lake a tough game, 13-10. Winner of this game plays that one next week.
When you and I talked before the game, we both thought Eastridge might win that ball game.
And on the other side, Eden Prairie up big on Woodbury, 35-6. Shakopee leads Mounds View. Rosemont and Wayzata tied up at 14. Rosemont, the other team besides Maple Grove that's unbeaten in 6A. And Centennial leads Edina 14-7.
Yeah, the way Wayzata played last week, John, they look like Wayzata from a few years ago, just pounding the football. And we always like seeing a couple of our teams from our area advance and survive.
And the winner there, again, will advance to next week. If Wayzata is able to win, they play next Thursday at Stillwater. We'll take another break. We'll come back. Second half action on the way. And Ryan heading back down to the field to talk with Matt Lombardi. That and more on CCX after this.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Let's head back down to the field. Ryan Iverson and Matt Lombardi.
Coach, it was 7-7 there. Both teams really good opening drives. And all of a sudden, the onside kicks, the turnover, big plays. Is that exactly how you drew it up in the first half?
Not at all, but we took advantage of momentum, and that's a big part of playoff football. And that half belonged to Jacob Anderson and the kicker. I've never had a half, but I really think Connors, the kicker, did a great job doing different kicks for us. And then making 2 plus 40 kicks in high school is a pretty special deal. And then obviously it's great to have 12 back out there. He's a special player.
Is that something you saw on film in the kickoff game and knowing that those might be opportunities?
Yeah, we saw some holes in there, and then we want to take advantage of them. And Ben Jamison, who's been kicking touchbacks all over the place, has kind of got a little bit of a bad wheel, so he's had trouble kicking off a little bit. So Connor's done a good job, and that's kind of where his skill set is.
Yeah, lastly, up 33-7. How do you get your guys to stay bought in here and finish this off and not lose any focus?
Oh, it's not hard. I mean, these seniors, this is their last 24 minutes on this field, and so there's a lot of full hearts right now in that locker room. And I don't think as a whole we felt we played our best. I think we took advantage of situations, but there's a lot of room to get better. So we're going to come out here and give everything we got.
Yeah, not playing your best up 33-7. That's why you guys are ranked number 1.
I appreciate it.
Good luck, Coach. Back to you, JJ.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Ryan will make his way back up here. Thanks to both coaches for taking some time with us here at halftime. Last Friday night game for Maple Grove, as they will go on the road, assuming this result holds. We'll take one more break. We'll get a little time before the second half starts, and then we'll kick off the third quarter right after this on CCX.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
As a scientist, I know by the time she takes her first breath, 9 billion more tons of carbon.
Ready to kick off to start the second half. Maple Grove on top of Forest Lake, 33-7 is our score. Forest Lake will get the football to start the second half. You know, Ryan, Forest Lake gets a possession there before the end of the half. They took their timeouts, and even that didn't turn out like they had hoped. They get a first down after roughing the passer, but then throw the interception. Maple Grove ends up with a field goal on the last play to get the final 3 points.
Well, and they were close to hitting a couple of those pass plays, too. So it's a game of inches, John. They complete one, maybe they put points up instead. Maple Grove ends up getting 3. And smart play right there. I thought about that in the first half as one way to combat that is to just fair catch it.
Another pooch kick by Maple Grove and fair caught by Olson, and Forest Lake will take over first down and 10 from their 26. And remember, they had a very good first drive of the game after Maple Grove had scored. They need that to start the second half, and then they're going to need some breaks on defense. You force some turnovers of their own.
Well, they don't have to do anything different. They don't have to panic and try to throw and get it all back. They can still run exactly the way they opened the game up. And you can't overcome 26 points in one play. You got to just slowly do it. You got to score. You got to convert third downs. You got to keep the chains moving.
Keegan Zeidler, the senior captain and quarterback, keeps it on first down and a run out to the 30-yard line. Picks up 4 yards. He's got 5 carries for 18 yards tonight. 4 of 8 passing in the first half. A touchdown and an interception.
Yeah, and you just feel like they haven't really gotten a shot to really show what they can do. I know we don't keep track of time of possession, but it had to be 75-25 there in Maple Grove's favor in the first half.
A passer, handoff is faked and then smelled out by Allbeck. He comes up and makes the tackle on the quarterback, Zeidler. It'll be a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, Tanner Allbeck is just one of those kids, John. You just want him on your team. You don't care where he plays because he's going to be really good at every position on the field. And we've seen him come in, play, pistol quarterback when Kilzer was out. We've seen him score touchdowns. We've seen him make tackles. He's about as sure of a tackler as there is.
3rd and 7. Zeidler gets some heavy pressure, steps away from it, throws, and incomplete. Intended receiver was Johnson. Anderson on the coverage for Maple Grove. It's 4th down.
Yeah, and a nice job just buying some time by Zeidler there. And I thought he had a good throw, a little bit high. Great effort by Jake Johnson. Well covered, too. And not the start to the second half. You wanted to go 3 and out, and defense has to come back out on the field.
First punt tonight by Valentini was blocked.
Yeah, remember the snap a little bit high on that one, too. Let's see if they can get the snap down.
A little extra protection for him as well.
Oh, good punt.
Gets a good kick away. Volkel on the back end of it. Picks it up at the 40. Finds a little space, but not much. And a nice tackle by Johnson.
Yep.
And a return of just 5 yards. But good field position for Maple Grove on their first possession. First down and 10. Crimson at the 45.
Yeah, and you talked about, the margin for error now, obviously, for Forest Lake is virtually none. And defensively, you got to come up, you got to get stops, and you got to do them relatively quickly. It becomes a possession game. You got to keep limiting Maple Grove's possessions and get the ball back offensively. And see if you can get a spark, a turnover, something to kind of bring the momentum back over to their side.
Kilzer on the first play of the second half, going big. Going downfield for Anderson. Oh, and he's got it. Bobbled it, caught it. Touchdown, Maple Grove. 55 yards, and Maple Grove on its first play from scrimmage in the second half puts up 6 more.
Well, talking about Kilzer and the arm strength, that was a great ball. He threw it with good accuracy, but I thought that was an amazing catch, John. That was great concentration. Didn't it look like he had lost it? He was bobbling it, might have lost it. It's that quick twitch. hand-eye coordination to be able to regain possession of it. And you heard Coach talk about it at halftime. It's just good to have 12 back on the field. And you can see why. He's done it in a number of ways tonight.
Fortier's extra point is up and good. And it is 4-7. Take a look at it again, Ryan.
Yeah, good protection there. And Maple Grove loves to do this. After getting a stop, they love taking a shot down the field. Great concentration. And that's just one of those defensively, you can't let anyone get behind you. And all it takes is that half a step up. You play the run. Kills are, again, throwing the ball about 48 yards in the air. Great concentration. One play, one touchdown here in the second half. Crimson right now look like the #1 team in the state, don't they?
Maple Grove was put up 40 on Forest Lake here. And we still got almost a half of football to go. Anderson's had quite a night. This whole team has. It's been a great, I think, the most complete game yet against a quality opponent.
A very good opponent. And I'll tell you, that's what makes Maple Grove, I think, the favorite this year, is they have so many phases and so many players that can beat you. So what happens is it's inevitable that someone's going to have an off game at some point, a lot of times in the playoffs. But if you have multiple playmakers all over the field that can step up and make plays, and you look at Jacob Anderson, you look at, of course, Jacob Kilser, Sam Peters, we haven't even talked about. He's not playing. He might be back down the road. He's great. You got Tanner Albeck, you got Max Johnson, you got guys all over the field too. Draheim. I mean, they just got players everywhere, and so the chances, John, of all of them having an off game is really, really minimal.
Defense giving up the points on the opening Forest Lake possession of the game, but they have been rock solid since. Forest Lake will start this drive inside their 25. Seidler will hand off, trying to get wide and getting out past the 25, but only to the 27 is Hoyt.
And you see Jackson Powers there just setting that edge, and that's the thing. It's so hard to get to the outside. You can see the talent Forest Lake has in their backfield. Guys like, Jake Johnson, if he carries the ball. Of course, you got Hoyt, you got Patzer too, but they just haven't been able to get those seams to make those explosive plays.
Hoyt 3 runs for 16 yards, at 12 on his first one and 4 total on his last 2. Seidler rollout. Throw and incomplete. Powers on the coverage, trying to hit Johnson, and it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, good coverage, and again, tough to throw. Right-handed quarterback sprinting out to your left. And that's what, when you're down big too, it kind of forces you to be a little bit out of character because you feel like you got to get something back right away. And if you're Forest Lake, they're not built to be in those 3rd and long. They're built on running the football, setting up 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, where then the pass becomes really effective.
3rd and 7 from the Rangers. White coming in motion. Give to Patzer, and Albeck Stang come up and make the tackle. Then Jamison there as well. 4th down for Forest Lake, a gain of just a couple of yards. And Forest Lake, I think at this point, well, I guess you punt.
I was going to say, if they were closer to midfield, I think you at that point you have nothing to lose. But I think still being at the 28, 29-yard line.
Valentini back into punt. Vocal the deep man for the Crimson. Gets it away. Vocal will fair catch this and have it at his 42-yard line.
Pretty good field position for Maple Grove. And I mean, as dominant as this game has been towards Maple Grove, John, you just go to a couple of critical plays that maybe could have really altered this game, right? That fumble for a touchdown, that block punt. You take those away, and this might be a completely different feel. But instead, it's just kind of been a snowball effect. And once Maple Grove got the momentum, they haven't given it back yet. Playing good complementary football, too, offense and defense.
First down and 10, Crimson. Ball just shy of their 43-yard line, leading 40-7. Still almost 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. And they'll go to Rouse, second man through, and he's into Forest Lake territory. Might have a
face mask or horse collar,
something at the end. Rouse will get 9 plus probably 15 more here.
Yeah, that was close to it. I think that was Colby Christensen, number 7, that almost made that play in the backfield.
Yeah, a face mask.
Yeah, it's a big one too, so it's gonna be a first down plus extra yardage there. And then you think too, you know, just defensively on the field so much, you just start getting worn down too. And that's why I thought even if Forest Lake wasn't able to put up a ton of points, but if they could move the football, sustain drives, and just keep the ball for a little bit longer, maybe you give your defense a little bit of a better chance.
First down run inside the 30-yard line down to the 28-yard line. As Alagbaju on the carry, he'll pick up 6 yards.
Yeah, nice block there by 70. Zeth Petrie too did a great job of kicking a guy out. That offensive line, not huge, not you know overly big and powerful, but athletic and good. And anytime you're running the football well, the running backs get a lot of the credit, but that offensive line definitely doing their part.
Second down and 4, Crimson. Kilser swings a pass out. Roush with the catch. 25-yard line to the 20. First down to the 19-yard line before he's wrestled out of bounds by Matthias Longsdorf.
Good, great throw, easy throw for your quarterback. And how about Dylan Volkel, number 81, on the perimeter there, holding his block for about 5 seconds. Those quick wide receiver throws don't work if you don't get help blocking by your other receivers. So that was a great job blocking down the field.
14-yard gain on the catch. The throw by Kilser, the catch by Roush.
When you get the feeling anything Maple Grove's dialing up is working, right? And that's a great feeling as a play caller, knowing that you can kind of go to any avenue you want to.
Go back to Alagbaju into the second level, and he's down inside the 10-yard line. Be a little bit short of the first down, a gain of 9 plus, second down and less than 1. Good balanced running attack between Alagbaju and Roush and Kilser tonight.
Well, and I said it in the first half, but I really believe it. Having, you know, Roush back, it keeps them both fresh too. You cut, you know, the number of carries in half basically. So every time they touch the rock, they're fresh, as opposed to that 35-40 carry night where you tend to wear down a little bit. And they run differently too. So it's a 1-2 punch that is hard for defenses to game plan for.
On second and short, they go to Alagbaju, who stumbles forward 3, maybe 4 yards. It'll be enough for a first down. First and goal, Maple Grove.
Yeah, and not only, John, you know, the combination of all those guys, but the way they run, right? We've seen a number of plays right up the A gaps, right up next to the center and the guard. We've seen sweeps to the outside, that counter play that they run so well. Kills are keeping the ball, quick throws, so just a really good, diverse offensive attack here tonight. It makes it hard for opponents to game plan for because you don't know what you need to take away.
First and goal, Crimson from the 7-yard line.
You see Kilser watching that play clock, knowing he can run that clock down.
He runs it up the middle, and he'll get down to the 1. It'll be second down and goal.
I said it last year when we did some of the Crimson games, but anytime they're in 3rd and short, 4th and short, goal line, if you run a quarterback sneak with him, you don't realize how big Jacob Kilser is. And you know, we go on the field pregame, and I mean, he's a big boy at a quarterback position. He runs physically too.
Second and goal from the 1.
He reminds me of a young John Jacobson in pads.
Okay. plus the speed and the strength. Otherwise, the same. Kills her in for the touchdown. Another keeper for the senior. His third rushing touchdown tonight, and it's 46-7 Crimson.
His 18th rushing touchdown on the season. Pretty impressive. Yeah, good mix. We saw Magbaju, we saw Roush, we saw some quick throws, we saw Kilser run. We kind of saw everything that Maple Grove offense is capable of.
Mortier drilling another one through.
You think you could make an extra point?
At one time I could have. I wasn't a bad kicker.
Not back in the 50s or 60s. I'm talking right now.
Today, no?
Could you get out there?
Is there anybody in front of me? Me.
Yeah, live. You got to.
I kicked one and they had the Super Bowl experience here a few years ago. That was like a 25-yarder or so.
You're still recovering from that hamstring injury.
Maybe true.
How about Hunter Gerber there, number 66? Just a great push up front. Gerber, one of the captains.
48 getting back to him. A couple of field goals tonight. The extra points he's closing in on, and they don't have the number in front of me, may have the extra point record for a season, or certainly close to it for the Crimson. Of course, they've had a ton of touchdowns. Actually missed a couple last week unexpectedly, but coming into the game, 39 of 41 on extra points.
Such a weapon. And you can make a case tonight, John, with those field goals, extra points, but also the way he's kicked the ball, resulted in those 2 onside kicks. He's been as valuable as anyone out there tonight.
Short kickoff, and Forest Lake will get it, but they won't get past their 35. Well, we're mentioned tonight that we're on live in part and we're replacing a crew that's done a great job here, the Crimson Sports Network. It's a group of parents that come out every week, every home game, and televise the games. Jan and Chris Volkel, Chad Van Sluten, John Planick, Tony Grudig, Dean Stolf, and Chad and Chris do the play-by-play, and maybe a little bit humorous. But I'll tell you about these guys. They coached all of these seniors coming up in youth football, and a lot of the younger kids as well. Just great, dedicated fans of the sport, know the sport, and do a great job. And they, we thank them for all their work this year. Maple Grove fans have enjoyed their coverage. They do a terrific job. So, but tonight, getting to enjoy the game from the stands as parents.
Yeah, that's great.
First down throw by Zeidler, and it's incomplete. Good coverage downfield by Schmidt, trying to hit the home run pass to Weston Hoyt, but well covered by Cooper Schmidt, incomplete.
Yeah, and I like Forest Lake taking a shot there, and Hoyt made a great play on the ball, but I'll tell you, Cooper Schmidt, great job, but he waited until that ball got there. So often you'll see a cornerback, get contact prior to the ball getting there. He waited, got his hand over the top, really well defended.
Second down and 10. Johnson in motion, the handoff inside. There's just not been a lot for Panzer to do tonight. Been their big rusher all season, and game situation obviously dictates your play calls, but even when he has gotten the ball, it won an 11-yard run in the first half, but not a lot else tonight. This one picks up 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, like Maple Grove adjusted. That first drive, I think they were caught a little off guard maybe of how good this offense was for the Rangers. Made some slight adjustments and really done a nice job of kind of limiting them to really no explosive plays.
They fake the pitch. Zeidler rollout, throw over the middle, and gets the completion. Waiting some space down the sideline, down to the 20-yard line, cutting back to the middle of the field. And it's going to be brought down at the 5-yard line, tackled by Henry Stang. Well, Weston Hoyt, a guy that can really make some plays, both running and in the passing game, averaging 21 yards per catch and 5 touchdowns, and this one goes for big yards.
Yeah, when he catches it, it's for a big play, and we were just talking about explosive plays. Great throw, again, sprinting out to your left. Zeidler puts it right on the diamond. Great concentration. You could tell there, it looked like Hoyt might have bobbled it, knowing you're about to get hit. Not easy to do. And you can see he's a tremendous talent when he gets in space.
Well, they get 60 yards on that play, and it's first down and goal from the 5 for the Rangers. Roll out and then throwing back to his left. Oh, he had his guy open. Hoyt and incomplete. That was a nice play and just couldn't quite get the completion. Excuse me, not number 6, number 5 instead. That's Mark Rendell playing some offense here, the intended receiver.
Great play call, too. A rollout to the right with that throwback to the left. And he had him, and that's one as a quarterback, you just got to loft it in the air, let him run under it. Sometimes you feel rushed, right? That you got pass rush coming, you got to get rid of it a half a second early, but they had him. Love the call. I love that Forest Lake's fighting still, right? You obviously you're down 40, but you're still coming at it and making plays, trying to make plays. That's what you love.
Johnson, the man in motion. On 2nd down and goal, Zeidler steps away from the pressure, throws a little bit behind his receiver, and incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and goal. Trying to hit the ball at the goal line to Mitch Long.
Yeah, that was a right read, and I think he even tried to throw it more to the inside, away from the Crimson defender, just a little bit too low and inside. Remember Zeidler, I mean, he's had a really nice year, good numbers. 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions coming into the game. So it's been really, really good all year long for this Ranger offense.
On 3rd down and goal for the Rangers. Quick pitch before the hit. Hatzer spins and doesn't get much out of Crimson there. Draheim in on the play. Vogel, Jamison.
Well, the guy who's not going to get credit there is Henry Stang, 22. But he did a great job of staying outside. And when you try to run that read option, you're banking that someone's going to collapse on the interior and that outside's going to be available. And again, you just can't get to the outside. Great pursuit using that team speed down the line. This is a big one here, John.
And now they go with the double reverse. Now Johnson's going to throw to the quarterback. Zeidler in for the touchdown.
Great call. Philly special. We've seen that in the Super Bowl a few years back. That's one of those you had in the playbook for exactly this type of situation. And well executed, good throw. And you love the fight by the Rangers. Good answer on this drive. A couple of big plays in the passing game.
So they get their first point since their first drive of the game after Maple Grove will put up 40 straight. Valentini now to try to add the extra point. Up, and it is inside the right upright and good. Make it 47-14. I don't think, hey, I'll take that.
Yeah.
This is going to be my last game. I'm going to go out with a touchdown. Look at it again. Pantzer flips to Johnson, then Johnson, another senior, throwing to his quarterback.
Yeah, not an easy throw here. And Max Johnson is coming over in defense there. It was one of those where he was open, but you had to put a little bit of gas on that ball to get it there in time. Really nice throw. And obviously set up by that big Jake Johnson, or excuse me, Weston Hoyt catch. But you got to love it. 4th down. They've converted a couple of 4th downs here on their 2 touchdown drives. And at that point, of course, you got nothing to lose to go for it. Great execution, great play call. No, I was thinking, do you try an onside if you're Forest Lake?
Maple Grove's got 5 guys up, but certainly not committing necessarily to a full onside kick. We'll see what they do here, and instead it's kicked by Goodwin deep. Taken at the 12-yard line. Vogel to the 25, and out past the 35, his best return tonight. Brought down at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, good field position again.
So Crimson still in the 3rd quarter, a comfortable lead, but not at the point yet where you pull your starters yet, I don't think. And then they're not doing that, I can see it.
I think if they would have gotten a 3-and-out stop there, then you start maybe taking guys out. But I think getting that score, Crimson have dealt with injuries all year long, and once you get to that point where you do feel comfortable, it's always that tough balance act, right? When do you start pulling guys?
Three minutes, 24 seconds to play. Keels are looking to the sideline.
Oh,
delay of game.
was that?
Delay a game.
Off the kickoff, you don't. They must have started it really quick. John, you got to tell the Maple Grove clock people to give them a few seconds off of the kickoff.
Go in the next booth and let them know. Your son Baylor's here. He could go over and tell him. First down and 15. Kills her. Roll out. Plenty of grass out in front of him with turf. Throws and almost picked off.
That was weird because Olagbaju was open. He didn't even look for the ball. You felt like Kilzer might have been able to keep that and get some positive yards, but Olagbaju, if he would have had his head turned around, that ball went right by him.
Second and 15.
Comes over to the sideline, gets the play from Coach Lombardi, and second down and 15. From the Crimson 31. Inside give. Olagbaju. About 3 yards out to the 34, and he's thrown to the turf. Crimson fans and Olagbaju wanting a penalty there. It was a pretty aggressive tackle to the turf there by Peyton Rindles, but nothing coming, and that would get no flag. We called one in the truck, but on the field, one did not come.
I'll say, Rindell's playing till you hear the whistle, and there was just no whistle. And I think that's what Maple Grove was expecting. And it looked like that play should have been called about 3 or 4 seconds earlier.
Pick up 3, third down and 12. Kilzer rolls out, throws, and a completion out to the 46-yard line. Dylan Vogel on the catch. Looks like he's got a first down.
Yeah, and that's just
enough.
That's a smart play. I love when receivers know where that marker is. So when you run that route, you don't want to be 2 yards short of that. If you're coming back at all, you want to get your plant about 2 yards past that first down marker. And of course, Dylan Vogel got good height, good hands. And again, Kilzer showing off his arm strength and accuracy there. And that's where Forest Lake, you're hard. You have 2 great plays, then you give up that 3rd and long, with maybe a chance to get the ball back to your offense coming off their best drive of the night.
Olagbaju getting the run. He almost broke that one, but he gets 8 here down to the 46-yard line. His 10th carry tonight. That catch by Vogel, his first this evening. And the clock continues to run down to 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say, if nothing else, Forest Lake, you're starting to look at that clock. By Maple Grove converting that first down gives you some more opportunity here to run that clock.
And off to Roush. Breaks 1 tackle and gets down to the 42-yard line. And it's another Crimson first down.
Yeah, and they run that unbalanced set, so you've got more blockers on the left side. There was that little counter coming back to that left, and it's a numbers game. There's more Crimson than there are Rangers. When I used to play, John, in high school, we if you win against a team that went unbalanced, you adjust. You got to move another guy over to that side just to make it an even matchup.
First and 10, Crimson from the 42 of Forest Lake. Here's Roush again, stumbled a little bit and still picks up 11 yards, another first down. Roush running hard tonight. He's up over 50 yards rushing.
How many carries does he have tonight?
He's got 9 carries now, 61 yards on 9 carries.
So you think, Olagbaju with 10, 11 carries, Roush with 9 carries, Kilzer probably with 9 to 10 carries. Yeah. So, just really good balance. And not only is that hard to defend because you don't know who's going to get the ball, but it keeps everyone fresh. So when they do get their opportunity, they're ready for it. Unlike, remember, Evan Hall here, who would get 50 carries a game and seemingly get stronger as the game went on.
First down run, and it'll be a short gain this time inside the 30 to the 29. And it'll be Byer getting his first carry tonight. Had the touchdown on the blocked punt by Tanner Albeck in the first half, and that's going to be, should be the last play of the quarter. Maple Grove doesn't have to run one here. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Maple Grove putting up 14 more there in the third quarter, outscoring Forest Lake 14-7 to take a 47-14 lead into the fourth quarter. We want to thank again our sponsors tonight who have made our live coverage possible tonight on CCX. Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove. Thanks to all of their crew for making their financial contribution to our live coverage tonight. And also Chanticleer Pizza of Maple Grove and their great support for Maple Grove sports, both those organizations. Ryan, I remember you telling me a great story a couple of years ago about your recruiting visit out to Delaware and your first visit to a Chick-fil-A, right?
Well, I committed. I verbally committed after having those nuggets for the very first time. Yeah, it was an East Coast restaurant back then. You didn't see them anywhere out here in the Midwest, but it's great food, both of those places. And I'll tell you, just great to allow people that couldn't make it physically to the game to be able to watch this live for family and friends. All you mentioned people in other countries watching this, so awesome job by those people. And I'm going to hit them both up after the game, I think, and see if I can't get some free food out of them.
Say, I talked about you guys. We get timeout for Maple Grove. I think they were going to get another delay of game before their quarter started, and they take a timeout.
Yeah, there's been some, almost like that play clock starts, and they aren't recognizing that it's started. In this game, it might not happen, but when you do get in a close game, guarding those timeouts, protecting those timeouts, it can be huge. You want to save them as much as you can for the end of the half, end of the games.
Well, go back to Forest Lake tonight. Brad, we had a nice chat with Brad Bisco before the game. He said he played on this field back in the day. He went to Andover High School. He said, I scored a touchdown over here. I fumbled over here.
Yeah, he scored a touchdown right about where the Crimson are, down in that corner of the end zone. So, great guy. I loved his energy. You could tell his players certainly love him. He's done a great job at Forest Lake.
Getting a playoff win for the first time in decades, and so they're going to fall short of their goal of getting to the state tournament for the first time since '91 as Roush gets a carry.
But you build some, right? That's what you do. You start, you're not, it's hard to go from not having a great program to a state champion in 1 year, but you got to build it. And all these kids, a lot of these kids are graduating, but they got juniors, sophomores. They have a freshman starting on defense. So they feel like they got a good couple of classes coming up, and now they have a blueprint that they can follow. And everything it said about Coach, Bisco was when he went for it on fourth down on that opening drive. I love that.
Short yardage play. Byer gets the carry, and he'll pick up the first down to the 16-yard line. Keeps the sticks moving, keeps the clock running here in the fourth quarter. Not quite running time yet, but if Maple Grove were to score again, would get to that 35-plus point threshold to make it running time the rest of the night. First and goal from the 16 coming up after the run by Byer of 6.
Yeah, and I just think too, when your defense has to be on the field for so many plays, it just wears you down. As good as Forest Lake's defense is and has been this year, covering all over the field, the tackling, playing against a physical team, it just wears you down.
Kilzer, toss. Roush got some open space. He's in for a touchdown.
Great cutback, great blocking on that left side. Nice kick out. So you get that kick out, John, but then you got to have your interior linemen make sure they seal off the D-line and some of those inside linebackers so that cutback is there. Really well blocked, and Roush back. I think he gives his team such a boost and just a different weapon. It must be hunting season tonight too.
Yeah, it's Camel night. Camel it is deer hunting season coming up. extra point. Fournier will boot another one through.
He's got a leg.
54-14 Maple Grove. We'll get to Riley Melcher, number 6. He's the backup quarterback. Got hurt last week and fortunately out for the season. And Forest Lake will get the ball back, trailing by 40. Fournier to kick. It will be in running time here, unless Forest Lake can get it under that margin again. Kickoff will be taken at the 27-yard line. Trying to pick a hole and get some room. Jake Aho, the senior.
Good field position for the Rangers.
And let's go back and take a look at that touchdown once again, Ryan, for Maple Grove.
Yeah, and you're going to see Charlie Roush. He gets to the outside here. You're going to see a nice kick-out block right there. But you see how well that was walled off in the center there? And so as a defense, what you're taught, you got to set that edge. You force the ball back inside. And generally, you have guys pursuing down the line. Problem is, I think with the speed of the offensive line for Maple Grove, they're able to get to those linebackers, and you don't have to get there much. You just have to slow them down, and then that cutback becomes available. And with Roush's speed, able to turn it back up the field and into the end zone.
Coming motion, first down and 10. Seidler steps up, throws down the middle, and knocked away, broken up for Maple Grove. Jamal Sissy with the coverage. Maple Grove second team defense in now. All 11. And a good pass breakup there for the senior.
Yeah, and Zito that time had to get rid of it. That pressure was closing in on him. Got a nice arm. You can see he can throw the ball well downfield, pretty accurate. Just good coverage there. And you get good coverage without contact, right? Not causing that pass interference call.
Seidler throwing the little middle screen and almost picked off. That was very close to a pick for Zach Nash. Off the hands of Hoyt, and incomplete.
Yeah, Nash does a great job as a D lineman. You're taught if you get by your lineman that easily, it's immediately to think screen. You saw him turn his head and get back into it. Well-designed play. They just haven't been able to hit those. They've ran it a couple times close to working for him.
Just 6 pass completions for Forest Lake's offense tonight. Seidler throwing, and there is number 7. Completion. And tackle made by Connor Casmon. And the completion. And they give a pretty good spot out to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, good throw on the run there. And again, nice job too by Olsen knowing where that first down marker was. Caught it right at the 45 forward progress to give him a first down.
Hand off. Pats are trying to find some room and only getting a couple of yards.
Nice job by Nick Wentland that time, running him down from the back.
We have 2 for Patzer, second down and 8.
Yeah, and you were right when we talked about Patzer in the pregame. He's just been their horse all year long. He just hasn't been able to get the rhythm going, the number of touches.
Line of scrimmage, the 47 for the Rangers. Under 7.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Seidler throwing down the middle and incomplete.
He had him. Olsen had a step.
Eric Buchholz back defensively for Maple Grove, incomplete.
Yeah, if he doesn't get that hand on it, that might have gone. If that ball's maybe another foot or two in the air. If you're Maple Grove, nothing gets behind you. You can see Olsen gets that step. Great effort.
That was a great hand on the ball by Cedric there to get that one.
If he doesn't deflect that might have gone for a touchdown.
3rd and 8. Again in running time. Clock continuing to run here in the 4th quarter. Roll out. Seidler throw, completion to the sideline. Breaking a tackle, Johnson, and gets out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
You're going to get a late hit, tackle out of bounds.
And Johnson picks up 12. To the 42-yard line. And a personal foul for the tackle out of bounds.
15-yard penalty. First down.
So Forest Lake will get 15 more here, and it'll be inside the Maple Grove 30-yard line.
Oh, number 56, John, I see in the game.
How about that? Getting everybody in. 1st down and 10 from the 27.
1st and 10 on the 27-yard line.
Clock should be running. It had stopped. Throw is incomplete.
And you got to play that. That might have been a lateral. Yeah, there was a big hit there on the outside. I couldn't see who it got.
Second down and 10 for Maple Grove for Forest Lake from the Maple Grove 27-yard line. Under 6 minutes to go. Seidler stepping up, throwing the ball. It's got a man open down the sideline. Johnson to the end zone, and he gets in. Gets hit by Sissy, but he can't keep him out of the end zone. It's a touchdown for Forest Lake.
And you love how Forest Lake's battling. Jake Johnson's had a nice game, but I thought that time Zeidler, great job of kind of cutting up the field, eyes down the field, put a great throw on, and great job finishing that catch too. Jake Johnson gets in the end zone.
Second touchdown catch for him tonight.
Yeah, and you can see coming off the field, this is always a tough game when you're a senior and you know it's going to be your last game. Feel that emotion. It's something you've done your whole life, and for most of these guys, they're not going to be playing anymore again, and that's you can leave being proud, right? You're still fighting, and Johnson's had a great game tonight.
Take one more look at the touchdown.
Yeah, just this little footwork right there. It kind of cuts in, knowing he's about to take a hit, but he throws a great pass. And that's how you finish it off, too. Lower that shoulder, fight for those extra inches, gets into the end zone. You know, at times tonight, Forest Lake's offense has looked really good. Now, I know that was, second team defense for Maple Grove, but still, those were pretty high-level plays, high-level throws, and a good drive.
They just had a long stretch especially that second quarter, but even into the third quarter, where they couldn't get anything sustained going, and then they were giving up special team points and fumble recovery for a touchdown and an interception at the end of the first half, leading to a field goal, and just everything that didn't go well for them offensively, and just kind of snowballed on defense and special teams too.
Yeah, and I think the key too, John, was that Maple Grove took 2 or 3 possessions away from them, right, with those onside kicks and that fumble return for a touchdown. That was on the first play of that drive. So there was kind of that 3 straight drives where Forest Lake's offense didn't get on the field, and then before you know it, you're trailing by a big number, so you feel like you got to rush. It takes you out of your normal offensive flow. So I agree.
Toward kick, bobbled by Maple Grove. I think they got back on it.
That was a great effort, whoever.
It is 56, or is it 55?
No.
56, Jack Jacobson on their recovery.
That was a great effort by Jack. He contact on it, and he got right back up. Great effort to get on that ball.
And for Jacket and all of his senior teammates, guys have played youth football together. This is their last home game on this field. They will get to play, obviously, one more week at least. And it's tough. You look at the other sideline, a guy like Weston Hoyt there. You can just see the moment's kind of settling in on him. If this is it for him for high school football at Forest Lake.
He's had a great career, a great year. And we've seen at times tonight how explosive he can be. So a lot of good players on Forest Lake playing in their last high school football game. The refs do not like to blow the whistle, do they?
A little scrum there and finally get a... Wow, and there you see, Coach.
Yeah.
At the top of your screen there, Bisco's like, well, when are we going to blow the whistle here?
Well, and it's been a couple of plays tonight. We saw the one where Olagbaju got thrown backwards. And even the touchdown, the fumble for the touchdown that Jacob Anderson had, that pile had kind of been stood up for a couple of seconds. So I think both coaches are like, hey, let's blow the whistle.
Ollie Clausen with 6 yards on that run.
This is my first rugby game that I've covered.
Right. 2nd down and 4 for the Crimson. They get their second team offensive players some snaps here in the section final. We'll go to plate. Was forced to play because they were down. The other quarterback was unavailable last week. Center played a lot of Wildcat last week out of necessity after Melcher got hurt, and does it again here and keeps it no gain. But that clock continues to run. We're inside of 3.5 minutes to go now.
So who was the quarterback between Brad Davison and Jacob Kilzer?
Oh,
you think about
he's up at Duluth now, and he was the quarterback, and they switched him to fullback midway through Jacob Kilzer's sophomore year. And I can picture the kid, and I can't think of his name. And of course, somebody will text me with it.
But you think about the quarterback play that Maple Grove has had, for the majority of the last 10 years has been really, really solid.
4th down for the Crimson. And I don't think we're going to see our first punt tonight. We'll run it again. On 4th down, and a whistle here. Delay game on Maple Grove. They'll run that clock. It's over 2 minutes to go now. Maple Grove's going to finish this season with finish their home season with another trip to the state playoffs. Forest Lake's going to take over on downs here. And they will have the ball at the 34-yard line of Maple Grove. 99, Gabe Bell in on the defensive line now. That nose guard position. Nash and at the right end. Zeidler banking at quarterback. First carry tonight for Jake Deeb, senior wide receiver.
Good run, too.
And picks up 9 yards down to the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 1, just over a minute to play.
So who does Maple Grove get next week?
The winner of Prior Lake Eastridge.
Eastridge was up, I believe, 14-13.
I heard.
Be a good test.
Prior Lake up 27-20 now. Throw on the completion and down to the 12-yard line.
Good hit.
Big hit there put by Bo Dreheim, his older brother. Talked about on the line play and his great job he's done tonight, Max. A completion made there by Tommy Travers, senior wide receiver.
Yeah, Bo said, I'm tired of hearing about my brother and all his glory. Watch this. That was a great hit. Getting another nice throw, too.
14 seconds to go. Seidler throws and a completion down inside the 5-yard line to Deeb. Clock will run, and that will be it. And Maple Grove on to the state playoffs in 2022. 54-21 Crimson. They go to 10-0 on the season. Close for a quarter, and then that huge second quarter for Maple Grove where they put up 26 points. And they roll in all facets of the game, and I thought played perhaps their most complete game tonight to go on to a 54-21 victory over Forest Lake. It's on to the state quarterfinals next week. Ryan's going to make his way down. Talk to some of the winning Crimson players here in a moment. Before we break, I want to mention this will be our last live telecast of the season, and tape delayed coverage hopefully coming in the state playoffs. But it's going to look a lot different this year. The Minnesota State High School League putting restrictions on what we can do as far as number of replays of games. No games on YouTube in the future, and so we hope to be able to cover some state football, but it'll definitely look different, and you have to catch it when it's on, and otherwise it's going to go away. More on that next week. But Maple Grove lives, and that's important for them. They win this one. The seniors winning their final home game here at Crimson Stadium, and they get to keep playing football for at least one more week. You win next week, and then you go to U.S. Bank Stadium in 2 weeks for the state semifinals. But they'll enjoy this one, a well-earned victory, 54-21 over Forest Lake. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with our post game. Ryan will be down on the field. We'll wrap things up here from Maple Grove High School after this.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water.
54-21, Crimson over the Rangers tonight. Trophy presentation down on the field. Forest Lake receiving their section runner-up trophy and their medals tonight for the runner-up, and a tough end for those guys who've had a terrific season, but a great step forward for the Forest Lake program. They go to 7. They finished up the season 7-3, but one step short of trying to get to the state playoffs for the first time since 1991. Maple Grove now will get their section championship trophy. And their 5 captains will come forward. Anderson, Allbeck, Powers, Gerber, and Michael Ross, who was hurt back in Week 2, number 28, they're out for the season, but still a big part of this team. And his mom, by the way, messaged me that quarterback's name that Ryan and I couldn't come up with between Davison and Jacob Kilser was Nate Elms, who's continuing his football career at UMD. Crimson a happy bunch right now. Hunter Gerber holding that section championship trophy. And they will enjoy this one tonight and go back to work Monday and look at their state quarterfinal round opponent. Prior Lake leading Eastridge in the fourth quarter. The winner again is the team that will meet Maple Grove next week. Team posing now with their section championship trophy out at their 40-yard line. great moment for all those boys who have worked so hard to get to this point, and a great effort tonight. They get to 10-0 now on the season. Let's take a look at the brackets in 6A. Have been updated with the games that have been completed so far tonight around the greater metro area. Stillwater up big on Lakeville North. I think you can pencil them in against Lakeville South next Friday at Eden Prairie. Prairie Lake, as I mentioned, up on Eastridge in the second half. Winner there taking on the Crimson next Friday at 7 at Chanhassen High School. Other side of the bracket, Eden Prairie, a big winner tonight over Woodbury, 55-14. Shakopee well in front of Moundsview. Looks like they'll take on EP next Thursday at Park Center. Rosemont breaks that 14-14 tie, and they go on to win big over Wayzata 42-14, and Centennial over Edina 14-7. So that half of the bracket is done. Those teams will play on Thursday night. Crimson fans coming over to support, their players rather, coming over and thanking their fans for coming out to support them tonight and in all season. We'll take one more break, and then Ryan will be down there in that massive players, wrangle up some Crimson, and we'll finish up our coverage from Maple Grove after this.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling.
Maple Grove wins 54-21. Ryan Iverson standing by with two Crimson players.
Well, thanks, John. I'm with a couple of happy Crimson players here. I'm going to start with Connor Fournier. Connor, maybe the first time we've had a kicker on for the post-game interview, but I thought during that game you were so instrumental. Number one, the field goals, extra points, but two, tell us a little bit about the onside kick that you got and then some of the pooch kicks that you got as well. Was that something you had seen in film coming into the game?
Yeah, watching film, we saw there were some opportunities to do some kicks like that, and we spent the week preparing for that. Forest Lake, they have an amazing returnman, so pretty much my job was to keep it away from that guy, and yeah, executed it pretty well.
I'll tell you what, I mean, tonight it maybe didn't matter, but as you guys progress in the playoffs, getting field goals when other teams maybe would have to punt or go for it is a really big weapon. I was talking to you before the interview. I mean, your 47-yarder might have been good from 60. How good are you up to? What range can you kick to?
Usually in pregame, depending on the weather conditions, I'm comfortable from 55 in. But in practice, if I got some wind to me, I can go 60 plus.
That was a school record field goal.
Was it the 47? No, well, congratulations. Congrats on a great game tonight, too. Awesome job. All right, Hunter Gerber, center. I wanted to have you for a couple reasons. I felt like there were 3 or 4 plays where I was commenting on you particular, your blocking. Anytime you have good running game, the offensive line is behind it, even though you might not get the credit. Tell me a little bit about you and your offensive line, and what do you think makes you guys so successful?
You know, Ryan, we're so tight up front. We're just a tight-knit group, all seniors. We've been hanging out. I mean, we had a camp out before the year. Like, we're just really good friends, and we just really gelled together and come and have taken the team under our wing and kind of tried to lead as best as we could.
How about, having that 3-headed attack behind you with Jacob and the 2 running backs? Is that fun for you because you can run to the outside, you can block inside? Do you like having the diversity, at least from a blocking scheme?
Yeah, we have guys that can make people miss. We have guys that can run people over. It's really fun to know that we can click any play off and any play can go to the house. It's really good to see.
So you guys made the Prep Bowl last year, had a tough loss. Coming into this year, a little chip on your shoulder. You've had injuries. None of it seems to have slowed you guys down. What's the key for you guys moving forward?
We're just going to do what we can do to put ourselves in the best position to win, and whatever happens, happens. And we're going to give it our all, so at the end of the day that we're content with what we gave.
How about the emotion playing your last home game here, last time in your career?
It was great. I mean, there's no better way to go out than beating a good team 54-21, and it was great. All the guys came together, and we got the job done.
Last question. First team offense against the first team defense in practice. Who wins that one?
I'm not going to lie to you, Ryan. We do that every week, And the offense is 0-9 against the starting defense.
Well, we got to pick that up. There's still time.
Yep, there is.
Well, congratulations to both you guys on a great game and moving on. Back to you, John.
All right, thanks very much, and thanks to all those guys. Great effort all the way around. An offense, a defense, special teams all coming together for Maple Grove tonight to get their 10th win of the season. They'll take on either Eastridge or Prior Lake in the state 6A quarterfinals next Friday night at Chanhassen High School, and we hope that we will be there as well. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage tonight. Thanks to all of our terrific crew and to everybody here at Maple Grove. Again, to our sponsors, Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove and Chanticleer Pizza of Maple Grove as well, helping us bring you this live coverage. For Ryan Iverson and everyone here, I'm John Jacobson. Maple Grove moving on to state again in 2022. They win it over Forest Lake 54-21.